Alrighty, so welcome back. We are here for Apocalypse Keys, Bonds of Power, episode 15. So aside from taking an advancement, what else do people remember from last time? Again, it could be something simple, it could be something revelatory, you know, but you figure. And then we will continue on from where I believe we were. Who wants to go first?
I'll go. We met Mr. Geyer, who is the one who called us here, and he is mostly concerned about his prisoner Prometheus that is somewhere in Las Vegas and wants him back under chains, I guess, on the side of that mountain. And he has a very strange diet. Oh, and we also managed to convince him that we should get paid for this job.
Well, after a rewatch, it looks like Zero and Petri want to go to McDonald's. Vivi was trying to get a favor out of him, and Wisp wanted money, and he offered
Uh,
up some ancient coins.
Payment's payment.
No guarantee that there's ball pits in McDonald's around here. I'm just saying, especially with the way things have changed. So, you know.
You're telling me they don't have McDonald's in Vegas?
No, I'm saying it's like, maybe they're changed that they don't have ball pits. Just, you know, we'll see. Oh, chat. Um,
To append to what was already said, I remember Vivi being confused sort of by a casino, immediately breaking the casino by predicting the future, and then uh, having incoming casino security.
well, we didn't get quite that far yet, but it will happen for sure.
I think we also discovered that Donovan, who is one of the teenage experiments or recruits on Island Zero, who happened to have been kind of mutated to look like one of the Fae, one of Wisp's people, he has stowed away and followed us to Vegas. And I think where we left Wisp last time, Donovan had run off and she heard the trumpets that signal the start of the wild hunt, and she found like a portal back into the Fey realm, um, which presumably Donovan has gone through and is now being hunted.
Indeed. And while we muse over those things, it's like I would like to know the name of that person who had essentially lured you into a trap to be captured by, or excuse me, to be transported into this world by division. So think on that, Wisp and Petri.
Petri just I truly do not remember what he did. He definitely regrew a guy. That happened to Donovan.
Mhm.
Uh and then he listened to some trees. I do not remember what clue he got out of that, and it was really just those two things.
I think your key was something very, very mundane, and I owe Vivi a dream protocol key. But let me go ahead and just give that now before I forget yet again, because that is my failing. I want to give you a clue, but it's like I'm trying to figure out how it floats into the dream protocol. Shoot. All right. Yeah, I'll figure it out because I want to get you arrested first. Um, don't forget impulses, and we shall begin with going over what we have so far for the mystery. Again, the facets that you're aiming for are the nature of the Chernobog deck, the reality warping casinos, the Harbinger, the Door of Power, and then if I believe Vivi decides to add a facet to this particular mystery, okay? Or you can choose to change one of the keys specifically. And then again, some key that I have to come up with for Vivi's dream protocol. A person hears a sound no one else can hear. Obviously counterfeit money cut and pasted from various currencies. A money belt with unusual coins inside, and an image carved into an unusual surface. Those are the keys that you have so far on a complexity 8. Okay. So, think on those things. Where we left off, as Wisp said, it's like, Wisp seems to be back in the Fey realm. Oh boy. And somebody that she knew spotted her. Zero was getting ready to maybe enter the elevator to the penthouse suite. I believe Petri was still at the Sherwood Forest gathering keys, excuse me. And then of course Vivi was foretelling the future in the Red Rock, where security will be coming upon him post haste. Anything else that I'm forgetting before we start?
Zero apparently knew Prometheus,
Mhm.
and he may have found Prometheus in a bas relief on the wall. I feel very vague about what that was telling us, but yeah.
Yeah. So, well, you shared dreams with it, so that's why you were
Oh, that's
hooked
right.
into it. And you rolled so well, that you got more than you bargained for. So, there was a lot of that going around last time, I believe. Okay, so we're going to start with Vivi because that was um, great. Uh, we ended with the scenario also of all of the slot machines pretty much banking out all of their chips or coins or what have you. And I think that was the tick of the doomsday clock, just so you know. But it's also a signal that the security manager is coming by. So let's see. What does he look like here in the Red Rock? So this big fellow comes by. He approaches with a shout first. You there! I don't know what happened, but sensors indicate that you did something that is not allowed here at the Red Rock. Trying to count cards, foretelling which machines will bank out.
Vivi just looks at all the machines that are currently banking out. All of them? And they just point. I believe they're all banking out right now. Banking out? Is that,
No,
is
no,
that
no. No, no, no. Something triggered all of that. Sensors indicate it was you. Were you doing some foretelling, some future looking, sir? Is that what you were doing here?
he just blinks like, well, yes, but that's not unremarkable, is it?
It is not allowed. It's essentially like the humans, excuse me, the patrons counting cards and doing all sorts of things to try to up their odds.
Can your patrons not count normally?
You're
I'm
new
very
here.
confused.
I can see this. You're very new. Well, I can give you a slap on the wrist of a sort.
Vivi takes a step back. I'd prefer you didn't.
You are hereby banned from the Red Rock, sir. I suggest you move along.
Vivi frowns. Unfortunately, I have business here.
Not now, you don't. And he's dressed in a security guard's uniform, and you see on the tag on his jacket, it says Matty, Matty. This is in the game, by the way. This is not like me um dishing on you. And he puts a big burly hand on your shoulder to turn you around and then like pretty much bring you out of the Red Rock.
Vivi's not having any of that.
Mm-hmm.
And how upset is Vivi? Vivi would just, I think, phase to insubstantiality.
Interesting. Okay.
Not going to escalate things just yet. But wait a
Okay.
second before picking a fight with an entire casino security apparatus.
Um, let's see. So that's powering through darkness.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Spend darkness tokens and roll.
2d6, not 4d6. That would be a very different thing. 8.
Great. All right. So that is 8 to 10. Use powers with great precision and effect, changing the situation before you. Can offer you a reprieve, golden opportunity, or a bond with someone. So tell me what this looks like as you activate your powers and phase essentially out of his grasp.
I think perhaps he stumbles and then is sort of standing partially inside Vivi. Vivi will just sort of crane their head around so that they're looking at his face again. Like, you see, I don't think that's going to work. And I did warn you.
And
Now, as I said, I have business here. I was directed to I'm sorry, what was the NPC from last time? The
Cerulean Mond. Sorry.
yes.
Let me like write down her name in the
I was directed to Cerulean Mond, and well, I can't take responsibility for the gestures at the all the machines. I suppose I can limit future things, although I do think it's quite unfair that you're asking these patrons to participate without full knowledge of. I mean, how could they possibly hope to win?
You look at his face, and it is kind of a slightly misshapen face. It's as if he is not completely human. And he gives you this grin with like jagged yellow teeth. And you know at that point that he's not completely human because they're not of the usual human size. So he
We
just
will get
says,
distracted and be like, you also have too many teeth.
the better to smile at you with, sir.
Hmm.
But regardless, I see it might take a little bit different means to remove you from the premises. If you decide that you want to see Cerulean, she has a tendency to wander about near the buffet.
Vivi will sort of peer around looking for the buffet and will just Vivi's used to this, so they will just like move directly through him to look around.
Stop doing that! Ugh.
Well, then stop standing in me.
He just rolls his eyes and then proceeds onward and just does this weird gesture of like, go.
You're just lucky it was me and not one of my friends. I'm pretty sure you'd have a fungal infection otherwise.
He just like, you see his broad back and just kind of like waves.
Well, buffet.
I think you will hear a lot of noise. Then I think you also smell some really rich smells coming from a different hallway away from the slot machines, which of course everybody that's been at the slot machines is pretty much like, collecting some goods right now until more security comes in and like, waves them out,
Oh.
as they fix the machines.
Mission accomplished. So Vivi will just head towards the smell.
Yeah. And yeah, I think you will go down red hallways of what look like molten rock. And embedded in the rock is what looks like imprints of chains. As you go down these hallways. And then let's flip over to Petri. Sorry. Petri, do you still stay at Sherwood Forest? Or
I
do
came
you
here with Wisp, didn't I?
You did, but she left you to follow Donovan's voice. It was a bit urgent. And again, if you look for her, you will not find her immediately. Or at all.
Sure, I've got to try though.
Sure. I mean, absolutely.
There's always a chance. How turned around do I get precisely wandering this casino?
Well, you see, excuse me. You see in this casino that again, it's like these different tree houses connected to each other, and thick canopies are in between these buildings connected by these wooden ramps and hallways. And then you will find yourself like near what looks like an attraction ride, a train, a wooden train here.
Like a Disneyland train, like I can ride it,
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
okay. Well, I've never been one not to be whisked away to somewhere unfamiliar. Let's board the train.
Yeah, there are some guests here already. Humans looking like they're ready to go to the next attraction, or just to see like what's held in this particular one. And I think as you're going through, the train starts with a bit of a clatter. It's like it's not streamlined or anything like that. I mean, like it's rather open, um, and you can see outward. You are taken up and around and over, and you're seeing again, like, the tops of the canopies or through the trees, and you see the different buildings, or smaller sections connecting Sherwood Forest to itself. There are people here, some human, some that look like Wisp that you see in the distance. They're either running um a table or two, or they look like they are um taking their leisure, but they are not dressed in warrior clothing. Like some of them look like they're in like really rich, opulent robes. Maybe they have like a retinue that looks like they're trying to be not stealthy, unassuming, but that, I mean, you can tell from their height and their size that they are definitely of Wisp's world. But they're just going in between the guests and such. None of them are on this train, though. You're just being brought to a different section of Sherwood at the moment. You're being brought to the theater.
Oh, goody.
It's a platform that looks down into this grand amphitheater of Sherwood. You can't tell from the canopy where you came from exactly where this would be located within the complex. But it is a wood burnished theater, like amphitheater, excuse me, like with a dais in the bottom, like, towards the center. And there seems to be people setting up to do lighting, and then a rather slender, willowy fellow with long hair, uh, seeming in a dark green suit, regular three-piece suit, trying to put things to set up on the dais. Looks like packs of cards or a box or handkerchiefs and such here.
Let's go metal, shall we? Stage magician, eh?
Mm. Yeah, some of the people from the train are just like, finding some seats, but he's not making to hide anything. He's just, again, setting up himself. And yeah.
All right. I know I want to grow extra fingers and teeth, but I don't know where. Eh,
What do you look like when you approach?
I'm trying to look as fey as possible,
Mm.
but I think I mess it up just slightly and grow the teeth on my hands and the fingers in my mouth. There's no skin on them. It's just finger bones in there.
Mm-hmm. But still a little bit unsettling for the humans that see you.
And the fey, that's the trick.
Yeah. Well,
I'm not
I
here
mean,
to settle anyone.
so I mean he's about the size of a regular human, maybe a bit taller.
I
Um,
will match his height exactly.
but not as large as the Fae that are visiting here.
Hello.
Oh. Hello, you are quite the strange one. Usually we have Fae guests, but
Oh, I'm not a guest.
oh no.
No, I'm here on behalf of management. There's an issue with your props. It was upsetting some of the audience.
You have not been here before.
Oh no, I'm
Why?
for special occasions.
Mhm.
So you're here to replace my act?
I'm here to assist.
Really?
I'm not one of I'm not in charge around here, as you may have noticed. No, they keep me locked away for when there are things that they can't do. Like, for instance, handle those tools you've got. So, what do you say? Want me to put on a show with you or without you?
He just gives you this like smile of appraising you and will wipe his hands on his suit. Interesting. Well, you are welcome to take a look at my props, my equipment, if you will. No one has ever said anything about having a problem with my things or my performance. Oh,
And who is your patron?
the world.
Oh, please. Oh,
I am a
of
magician.
course. It's a bit arch, don't you think?
I can be nothing but. I am
You ought to try
Constantius.
subtlety.
I am Constantius Grimaldi. Whom do I have the pleasure of meeting?
You can call me Arius. Arius of Alexandria. Why not?
Interesting. I knew an Arius once.
No, you didn't.
Yes,
You're just
I
being
did.
polite.
No.
There's only one of me.
Hmm. The Arius I knew was a bit of a trickster as well. That appearance that you have taken on, is it in respect to our guests or an homage or a
I am
parody?
simply trying to my best to unseat and unsettle you. I consider it a work of art. Don't you?
And this is where he will maneuver his hands into like that like picture frame type of look, as if he's looking at you through his hands. And as he's doing that, he will flip his fingers apart, and then he immediately has two decks of cards.
Either uh, of note, at least from this distance. We are looking for a deck of cards.
Specifically tarot cards. These are regular standard size. One is white, one is black.
Oh, come on. You expect me to expect that things would be as they seem. I'll take both.
But of course. And as he has them in his palms, he flicks them towards you, creating a shower of cards around you. And then you find him behind you, speaking in your ear. I don't know what you're doing here, but I know it's not to take over my act. Why don't you drop yours? And we find out what you're trying to do, what
I
your
turn my ear
deal
into
is.
sorry. Yeah, my ear will shift into a mouth and whisper back to him. I'm looking for a queen. And maybe a deck. There's an auction here tonight, isn't there?
He smiles and he says back, here, everywhere.
Go on, O wise one, show me the way.
I think I think the card shower has not yet finished, but when it does, you find him in front of you again. Oh, let's have some fun, Arius. Let's give them a show. And then we'll see if you're still in the mood to make deals at the end of it.
As you wish.
And with a flourish, he's going to make like he's taking off his coat. But then as he's taking off his coat, he turns and then it's like he just flips out. He disappears. But his props, his equipment, his table is still there with the decks of cards that he was setting out, a box, and handkerchiefs.
Oh, make this man saw me in half. Someone else go, though. I think that's long enough.
So let's sorry. Let's go back to Wisp. Wisp, you have just seen that. Were they an acquaintance? Were they a friend when you knew them back in the Fey world, Feyland?
No, I think I knew him primarily as the master of the hunt. And more recently, of course, I know him as Division's main like liaison with the Fae. Like he's the one I see coming to meet in those secret meetings. He certainly wasn't a friend, though. He is yeah, I think she would think of him as an enemy, even if she doesn't know him well. Just by virtue of his station.
Mm. Trying to remember, I'm so sorry. Did you come out of the underbrush? Or did you stay hidden watching?
Have we established where Donovan is? Like, can Wisp see that Donovan is running from this Fae, or what?
Where
Paint
you
the situation a little bit for me.
Yeah, no problem. I think what ended up happening was that you found yourself in a bank of trees, watching this master of the hunt give orders to his troop, I guess. Like the beaters are out with their whatever passes for sniffing creatures, and looks like they went into the depths of this field, obviously like more bramble tangled messes rather than actual verdant growth, and they're sniffing out Donovan right now because you heard him in the distance, like he was looking for you, as if he was chasing after you, which was weird because, yeah. But you don't see him. The trumpet call had gone out, and he sounds like he's further away, but they are obviously in pursuit.
Yeah, then I think she does come out from the brush. She sort of does this maneuver where she plants her sword in the ground and uses it as like a is ballast the right word? No, not quite. She uses it as like an anchor to like
Mm-hmm.
spring off the ground. She does a
Nice.
little flip,
Yep.
lands in front of them.
What are you doing back here?
I'm here to stop you from reaching your quarry.
Free game. One of yours?
No, not mine, but definitely not yours.
And he smiles that very, very, yeah, just an asshole smile, basically. Shall we make it a race then? To see who reaches the quarry first? You had fun with this. Remember? And he proceeds to snap on the reins of whatever he's riding, and he will jump forward to join the hunt. I think the hornsman takes up the call, takes up the horn, and then we'll blast the trumpet call yet again. But you're so close now. You see and hear this that I think it will reach into your bones as you hear the call. What do you do?
I think if he's pressing forward, he has to sort of pass by Wisp, and he has to like ride by her in order to do it.
Yeah.
So I think as he's riding by, she grabs on to the like whatever she can grab, like the saddle, like the reins.
Yeah.
And she is like pulling herself up onto his mount and like fighting him like as he rides with the hunt.
Sure. Okay. Uh, do you want to call that Unleash the Dark or Power Through Darkness?
Let me look at these moves.
I think physically you're
I think it's
enforcing your will.
definitely Unleash the Dark
Yeah.
here. I have something for this.
Yeah,
Oh
go
yeah,
ahead.
it's just my basic like starting move is that when I unleash the dark through anger and violence, I take 3 darkness tokens before doing so.
Excellent.
So I'll go ahead and do that.
And spend what you want to roll.
Yeah, I'll spend all 3 of the ones I just got.
What you get?
That's a 10.
I'm sorry.
10?
Yeah. Cool. All right. Great. You wield the darkness with control and ease. Choose 2 of those choices. What would you like to do?
I will get past his defenses and inflict a condition on him.
Good.
And I'll also gain the upper hand for now, which I'm hoping will mean that um even if the other huntsmen want to like fight Wisp, that's totally fine. But like I'm hoping that it's, you know, they stop running, like they stop chasing Donovan and focus on me for a second.
Well, the beaters are up ahead, like they've already gone into the field to chase after Donovan, but the hunters that are still with their master, I think they've pulled up alongside as you're wresting control of the mount away from him. And yeah, tell me what that looks like when you're gaining the upper hand and getting past his defenses, because I'm sure that will be the condition that you inflict upon him. What do you think?
I think Wisp has her clawed hands around his neck
Nice.
and like wrestles him off the mount, so we sort of like fall to the sort of barren ground. The other mounts are like thundering past, narrowly like missing, hooves narrowly missing hands, like dust being kicked up all around us. He's coughing, Wisp is coughing, kind of choking on the smoke. Um, and she's just like throttling him on the ground.
Um, do you like wait to see if he's gonna go unconscious? I think you're still able to spot his mount kind of like circling around. I mean, just kind of like I guess waiting to see if his rider will come back up. What do you do?
I'm not sure if I would characterize it as waiting to see whether he goes unconscious or like even I think Wisp's mind right now is just this like red hot,
Hmm.
fiery rage. Like there are no thoughts happening.
Sure.
Um, and like no sense of a goal except like keep these people away from Donovan. Um, and I mean, if he goes unconscious, that's totally fine. I think she figures that like if the Huntsmaster is the Huntsmaster, is that a word? Whatever. if he's in danger, the others will have to sort of shift their focus. And, so she's screaming, she's like saying his name like rhythmically with every thump of his head against the earth. I think he's called Gold Coin Glinting and Plenteous Gore, or Glint.
Nice. Yeah, I think it gets to a point where, I mean, like, you're again, violent as heck. So yeah, bashing his head in, it's like, well, I mean, like, enough that he goes unconscious and stops fighting you. That's one. Um, what do you do when he stops?
Have the others reacted?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, they're circling around you. They don't want to use their weapons on you until, like, you're clear of him. So, I
I
mean,
don't
some of
think
them
she's
have
gonna
their
give them that luxury.
okay. I mean,
She stands like with like one foot planted on either side of Glint's unconscious body and sort of growls at them. You want to fight me? Hold on then. She will fight all of them if she has to. If it's what will keep them busy.
oh my gosh. Okay. So yeah, I mean, like, just imagine being surrounded, like, the mounts are circling around you, and they've got their uh some of them have their bows trained on you, of course, and um others are trying to jump off of their mounts and then, like, approach you with their hunting swords. So we're gonna leave that for right now. And we're gonna head over to sorry, Zero. Brain fog is real. All right, Zero, you saw the freeze on the wall by the private elevator, let's just say. And yeah, what do you do?
So uh I can't remember what was the cost of me going a little too far with the walk with me in dreams.
You saw and felt the nightmare that was Prometheus on the rock, shackled and basically getting eviscerated. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I don't know if that adds
Um
to your condition or anything like that. So, sorry.
hmm. I'm not sure it would I'm not sure it would add to any of my existing conditions, but I think I will take a couple darkness tokens for feeling frustrated or scared.
Mm,
I think he'll kind of stumble back from the freeze, his hand pressed to his stomach, and looking around at all of these people, none of whom are people he knows, and he can just feel the surface thoughts of all of these people at once, and he's going to uh, start slamming his fist on the call button for that elevator. He
okay.
needs to get away.
So you're saying that you stumble into the elevator.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a very private elevator. It is much more opulent, even more so than what you saw downstairs. It has the motifs of the chains running through it. There's actual tiling with that strange molten rock here as well. It shouldn't be able to move with this much weight, but it does. And you see streaks of red through this rock. But you slam on the button. it doesn't necessarily go anywhere just yet. It actually powers down, and then there's a glowing, I say pad, what is it? Like a glowing etching that you see above the button that you had pushed. And that is the only thing you see because the elevator has gone completely dark and silent.
What is the etching of?
The etching is of fire. Looks like the iconic symbol of flame. And you hear somewhere from the elevator, like there's a speaker in here. Who's that? Who's that trying to make the approach on this
Me.
mountain of mine?
Mountain? Uh, I am, um, I am the great god Hypnos, Lord of Dreams and Overseer of Nightmares.
Don't sound too sure of yourself, friend. You didn't have too much to drink, did you?
No, just a little Coke.
Oh, did you bring any? Could always use some more powders and unguents up here.
Mortal, allow me access to the peak of your casino mountain.
You just hear laughter in the elevator. It will amuse me to see you squirm. And I think this is where. Oof. Do I do this to you or do I make you roll? Let me see.
And then make me roll.
I think you will. And mind you, this Red Rock is like a tower, a mountainous kind of place. So you went up several flights to get to this particular elevator. And I think you feel gravity drop out from under you as the elevator drops. What do you do?
I think he is going to pull out his claws and rip the top of the elevator out.
Okay. I would imagine, unless you have a particular move for it, it's power through darkness.
When I turn dreams into a dangerous weapon, I mark ruin.
Nice.
So
Okay. It's pretty dangerous. Yeah. So tell me, okay, do you have to roll for that or is it that just a particular move?
just that. I pull out my weapon of darkness.
Okay.
And yeah, I think as he starts to, I imagine his feet start to come off the floor a little bit, and he just closes his eyes for a second, and when he opens them again, that darkness is in his eyes, like his white sclera are gone, and it's just black, and it seems to flow down him until it reaches his hand, where it lengthens into those blades, and he just tears through the top of the elevator and launches himself through it.
When you look up through the tunnel, you see it is a very modern looking shaft. But yet, when you look towards the very top of it, you see what looks like this molten rock motif yet again. and chains hanging from the top, like as if somehow the elevator snapped. That was what was propelling it back and forth, and the chains are still swinging.
I think his hair at his temples will part, and you'll see those moth wings again. And he just kind of grits his teeth, and using those claws, he's just going to start climbing.
Alrighty. Think we hear the claws as they clutch and grab and tear at the walls of this place. And the chains click and clank against each other as you approach. Vivi, you make your way to the buffet. There are people here. They're talking, eating, grabbing things, of course. And it's quite the busy place. I'm going to do a paint the scene here for the buffet. What do you see here that indicates the reality shifts that have happened to all of the casinos?
You mean besides the fairies?
Mm-hmm.
Other
Oh,
than
this is
fairies.
the Red Rock. So this is the one
Okay.
with all the chains and the molten rock.
Yeah, and the goat people.
Yeah.
Did you mention that, or did I imagine that right now? Never mind.
I mean, am I on the entrance floor of main? It's still a main floor, right?
Yeah.
Ground
Mm-hmm.
floor.
Yeah.
I think it would be interesting if somehow the ground floor is half of the mountain, even though clearly it isn't up half of the mountain. Like, there's no way that this space could physically be where it is. If you went in the front and you could walk around the outside of the casino and it would be normal, but you go in and to the buffet and you're on a mountainside and not like clearly there's no mountainside there yet, and
Mm-hmm.
somehow there you are.
Exactly. And everybody's chattering and looking around and just, enjoying themselves, having some food. How else can you see the reality shifts here?
The sky is not blue. It's sort of it it's like an orange color, like a sunset, but there's no clouds, there's no sun. It's just like that.
Any water that you see is not clear or slightly blue. It's all wine dark.
Matt, if you're okay with this, I think it might be cool if Vivi sees one of their people here.
That would be great. Let's do that.
Like someone that you saw being destroyed. It's not possible, but here they are.
Let's do it.
And do they look like, obviously, your original people? Or if
No,
they were taking a more human aspect?
I think they probably look human, but Vivi's companion, whose name is the spectral emission of neon, has a very distinctive pattern.
You see them, but do they see you?
I don't think so.
Reality shifting. In this crowd of people eating on the mountaintop and, maybe enjoying the scenery, I think you will notice that there is a very strikingly dressed woman here. Um, she's wearing all sorts of colors, and she has these robes like kind of like wrapped around her, but also draped. And she has this jewelry that changes color and glints. They are almost like rainbow opals, basically. But even with all this kind of archaic or arcane type of clothing, she is actually using a cane, that she is a white cane with a red tip that she's tapping back and forth to make sure that she's not bumping into anyone. Because when you look into her face, her eyes are completely clouded over.
And does this person feel different in sort of the waves of reality, or the waves of possibility?
Perceptibly, you can't tell right now. She's just making her way past people in the buffet. But she seems to see you because she starts to approach and smiles.
Vivi is distracted by seeing uh neon, and will kind of be like, Vivi doesn't really quite believe what they've seen, and is sort of talking themselves into like, okay, it couldn't possibly have been.
Why
And
couldn't it be?
why why couldn't it? I
She
didn't set
comes
that
up
out.
she comes up to you and then she kind of like taps your foot. Why
Vivi
couldn't it be?
double takes, considering they're still phased. And how? Who? You must be. Yes.
Cerulean Mond. How do you do?
I'm told it's polite to say, I'm fine, regardless of what the actual answer is.
Oh, you don't have to hide from me. I see. I see many, many things.
Did you see? And if he breaks off, they don't want, they don't actually don't want the answer to whether neon was real, because that it's worse if the answer is no. And so they halt. They
What
frown.
is real? As if you asked.
What is real?
The ripple that I just saw and heard asked the question. What is real? I think it all is. Looking at you, not looking at you.
That's not possible, but it's a lovely dream.
You think in linear terms then. It's only a backwards and forwards to you? Come, come, let's take a seat. Did you eat?
It's been years, no. The and Vivi will point up at the sky. The energy is sufficient.
She will, and if you're still phased, I think, like, she will make like she's going to take your arm.
Yeah, I'm totally fine with Cerulean interacting with phase Vivi, even though Vivi is phased. I think that's interesting. So
Yeah, because she can see. She can see you, I think, is your real self. And she'll indicate like a rock seat, a rock bench up here on the mountainside, and like indicate that you should sit.
Vivi will kind of confusedly follow and sit.
She spreads her robes around her and just kind of makes herself comfortable, puts her hands on the cane in front of her, and just stares out even as she's talking to you.
Real is the collapsing of a waveform, the final observer settling reality into its state. What else can it be?
Perspective. Perception.
Subjectivity. That's not very. Wow, that's no way to run an experiment.
We experiment all the time. Probably the most ironic thing I can say to you, isn't it?
I don't know. You seem to see possibilities. Is it?
She raises a hand and points. All of this is possibility, including that. And she points directly at spectral emission of neon. That's time and place that exists here, too. You know things have changed. That's why you're here, yes?
Yes. Division wishes to. Well, they say there's a deck of cards, and this is all a result of that, but is that truly what caused this?
The forces are trying to create. They're trying to assemble themselves. These places that exist here over what was. They are moving in and becoming stronger. Do you know what that means?
We will consider for a second and suggest a collision of simultaneous possibilities.
Yes. An overlap. An overwriting.
But powered by what?
Creation, of course.
Creation.
These things that are trying to become real, they are making themselves, and by remaking themselves, they are creating ripples. And these ripples break things. In the midst of creation, there is destruction. And that's what's happening.
Maybe we'll take a long considering look out at the buffet. And who guides this? The created themselves as they spring into existence from nothing?
They know not what they do. And they don't care. They just want to be. In any time, any place, any reality. There is potential. They are going to use it.
And
I'm sorry if this isn't as precise as you'd like to be.
it's all rather, as the humans would say, a bit hand wavy.
They like waving their hands a lot, don't they?
I appreciate precision, not Vivi gestures. Well, believing something into existence. It seems like a dream. And yet,
Patterns exist everywhere. Even as hand-wavy as it is, the hand waves have meaning. The patterns have meaning. Dreams have meaning. Who's to say that those dreams aren't the reality created elsewhere?
and Vivi just has this visceral thought of taking Zero and Petri and like stuffing them in some sort of reactor and using it to remake reality.
That is possibility, isn't it? Gathering forces, bringing them together, create something new,
Would be.
but then destroying everything in their wake.
It's always been the trade-off, though, hasn't it? If not this energy, then. And Vivi tries not to finish the thought, but part of them pictures the sun exploding.
Vision. Yes? In one universe, it could be hand wavy, and in this one, it could be precise. And in another, it's a pattern that just happens again and again and again. Your linear way of thinking doesn't cover that now, does it?
Miss Mond, I am a scientist. I can, if effect no longer follows cause, then we cannot reason about anything. There is chaos. There is, well,
Chicken
anything, I
or the
suppose.
egg? She smiles at you. Chicken or the egg?
How disruptive, how destructive must this egg be? Could it be brought into the world without, well, no. Suppose division would never accept that, no matter what the cost.
Choice, cost, and consequence. Still seems to bring me back to a circle.
And what of you? What of these people? Do you exist in all possibilities somehow?
The ripples show me all I could have been and all I could be. You should ask your friend about that. I think they know. He's seen it.
Is she referring? Is she gesturing towards neon, or is it? Are we referring to another omen?
She looks into the distance and seems to indicate he seems to have a penchant for growing things.
He just like makes a face because this is the bond with Petri, isn't it? Every possible future we meet ends with one of us dead.
And is death truly the end or a beginning? Creation and destruction, this deck as you say. There are bits of it that come from something, and then there are things that come from, well, other places.
And how could we be sure? What guarantee do we have that if we make a sacrifice, it is worth it this time?
As much as I love these existential conversations, let's go ahead and have you grasp keys.
Fair enough.
Or you can reveal your heart. You can really get like
oh, that's interesting. Um let's reveal heart here.
Okay. Sure.
9.
Okay. Your heart reaches theirs. You are so earnest with her, and she is amused by your scientific earnestness. There, see and choose deepen connection further. Choose one, two. Okay, so basically you choose one of those things. Gain a bond, soothe your heart, clear one condition, taught you something important, mark XP, gave you hope, clear one mark of ruin.
I might take a bond with Petri.
It makes
No?
it sound like you're supposed to gain a bond with the person
The
that
person? Okay.
you're reaching you're revealing your heart to. Right.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to gain a bond
okay.
with Petri, then I suggest revealing your heart at some
Petri.
point.
Yeah. Oh boy. I'm going to let me think on this one for a minute. let's come back to this.
Okay. Sorry. Petri, you are
On
alone.
stage, I presume.
You are, yes. Constantius has left you alone with his stuff. And,
Let's go a rifling.
okay. Go ahead and grasp keys.
Right. How many darkness tokens do I even have? 3 somehow.
You don't have to spend them all, just whatever you want to spend.
No. I think I'm going to spend 1.
Okay.
I have a good feeling.
Okay.
Yep, that's a 7 plus 1 for an 8.
Okay. Uncover a key. Searching through his shit. All right, great. I think you find a few things among his stuff. As neat as it is, some of the things he's placed on the table look like they have something to do with his act, and some things just look like they're kind of incongruous when you look through them. Besides the decks, he has some stuff underneath the handkerchiefs. And one of them looks like it's a wallet. It's worn, it's old. But then if you happen to look through the wallet, it's filled with pictures. Pictures that some of the pictures are, him with, I guess, other acts or other people that have come through the casino. And then other pictures should not be possible. One of the pictures looks like it is you, as you were, as Peter.
Oh, I hate that.
But the clue is the key, excuse me, a discarded wallet filled, can spell, filled with pictures.
As I pick it up, as I like collect it as evidence, I very carefully remove every picture of Peter.
Okay. And I think at that point there is someone, excuse me. This is a fellow that kind of comes down the amphitheater steps and will approach you. He looks Korean, and he's like kind of got messed up hair, like as if he hasn't uh, run a comb through it recently, and looks kind of like long and straggly. And he's got a messenger bag that he keeps hold of very tightly, and he kind of like has this furrowed brow, like as if he's on the edge of panic. Um, excuse me. Hi. Yeah, I don't. You look new. Strange but new. And I was wondering if you know the way out. I mean, obviously you got in. You're new, and you probably know the way out. Yeah. Um, I I, I can't really pay anything. I mean, I was gambling, but I don't want to. I don't want to run out of money, and not have a way to get back home. Um, if you if you could show me the way out, that would be great. I mean, I can try to get to an ATM once I'm out, but I haven't been able to find my way out. Every time I try to go, it seems like I get turned around. I'm back in here.
Well, then we're stuck pretty much in the same spot, friend.
Are you? I mean, again,
Oh,
you
there
look
are things I could do, certainly. I don't think there is a way out,
okay. I mean,
except maybe to stop happening. That's not, you can't do that.
stop what from happening?
Don't worry about it.
You know, I've been to the other casinos through the pathways. Um,
Oh,
yeah,
ooh, can you show me those? I want to go to the Red Rocks.
yeah. I mean, if I can't get out of here, then I can go into one of the other casinos because the pathways will lead to the other casinos in the square. It's really weird. But yeah, I mean,
Oh,
I
we can
think.
definitely get out through the Red Rocks.
You think? I tried. I mean,
Well, you couldn't, but I definitely can. I definitely know somebody who definitely can.
okay. I mean, can
Just
I?
follow me. Trust me.
Okay.
Please. Just lead the way.
Okay. And then he'll show you like out of the amphitheater, and then he will bring you to like one of the bridges. It looks like um one of the wooden sky ramps leading out of the canopy over and into um the Red Rock, where it changes into like a suspension bridge with chains, of course. And yeah, that's yeah, this is the way to go. Good thing I'm not afraid of heights, huh? Oof.
It's never the fall that kills you.
Really? I mean, I thought that
No,
is
it's the sudden stop. And this doesn't have a bottom.
yeah, I'm not gonna look anyway. That's fine. Let's go. You think you can get out through the Red Rock?
That's the idea.
Okay. Um, yeah, I was like seeing it was weird, right? Because I mean, I'm seeing like all these people and they're people, but they seem to have like kind of like if it was what is it? What do they call it? Superimposed images on them. I mean, it was weird, and like I swear I haven't been tripping. I mean, I haven't taken anything since, well, since the bachelor party. But I mean, like, you know, like I wasn't the I wasn't the groom, but I mean, I've been seeing people like in double vision or something. Maybe I'm sick.
No, I don't think you are. I think the world is sick.
Okay.
Or maybe this is how they want it to be. Who knows? I'll have to ask him when I get there.
Oh, yeah, there's one of those superimposed people right there right now. And he points, and it looks like Cobb. Cobb is at a table, like, just kind of checking out the cards and such. It's like, yeah, he looks kind of weird. He's not one of the usual people that I saw.
Well, he shouldn't be here.
Just wait, he's wearing like a wrestling t-shirt. That's not what I saw.
What did you say? Tell me,
He
please.
was Oh, you're gonna think I'm nuts if I tell you.
I already do. You have nothing to lose. Tell me.
Thanks. Uh, he looks like he's wearing like, I don't know, like Grecian robes, like he's from the show. I mean,
Oh,
this is
that's not
weird.
good. Maybe it's better?
I mean, you see Cobb, and Cobb is wearing his usual stuff, like his pink wristbands and his wrestling t-shirt and jeans and stuff. But yeah.
Cobb never sleeps, eh?
Huh?
The Cobb is the one that doesn't sleep, right? That's his thing.
Think
That's why
so.
he's Zero's handler, because
Yeah.
Zero
Right.
can't fall into his dreams.
Yeah. But yeah.
Just checking. Just checking. Just checking.
You're in the Red Rock.
Along with Vivi and Zero, correct?
Uh yeah, Vivi's here somewhere and Zero's here somewhere. That's all you know. And you are here with this tourist.
What's your name, by the way? Rude
Uh
not to ask.
yeah, no, sorry. I mean, like, I'm sometimes
No,
forgetting my own
please,
name.
please. Oh,
Elijah.
no.
Elijah. Elijah Kim.
Okay. All right then, Elijah. Don't worry. We're going to get through this. It's a lot more going till we get through it, though.
Okay.
Stay close.
Alrighty. So, let's go over to Wisp. Wisp. You've Yeah, you're daring them to attack you. What do you do? They're circling, they have their bows drawn, or their swords out. What do you want to do?
Yeah. Um, I think she's taken Glint's own sword from its sheath, and she's kind of holding it, sort of hovering over his neck. And she sort of looks between all of the hunters that are surrounding her now, making eye contact with them one by one. And she'll say, "Call off the hunt, or you lose your hunt, master. I will do it. I have been waiting for decades."
Guess his second in command just grits his teeth and kind of like juts his chin over at the the collar, and that trumpeter will reluctantly take the horn to his lips and then do the stand down call. And you hear the sniffers and the beaters coming back, slowly merging out of the field in the forest, and see what you've done. You're not going to get away with this. How did you even get back here, Whisper? Glint reassured us that you weren't coming back.
I don't take orders from people like you. If I want to come back, I come back. I go where I please. Wisp totally lies. I mean, she takes orders from Division all the time.
Well, they're standing down. they're not sheathing their stuff or putting their stuff away, but they are lowering the bows, they are lowering their swords. And again, the other members of the hunting party have come back, and they're all standing around in a semicircle now, just waiting to see what you're going to do with Glint.
Question.
Mhm.
When I did the Unleash the Dark before, I don't think I chose to avoid reprisals, harm, or cost. I'm just checking, do I need to mark a condition or anything?
What was that? Was because you rolled a 10, if I recall. Hold on, let me see.
Yeah, I think the implication of the move there is that if you don't choose not to avoid reprisals, harm, or costs, you do suffer one of those things.
Okay. That's a very good question. Oh my goodness. Um,
I can just mark a condition if you feel that's
yeah, how do you feel?
appropriate.
How do you feel right now in the middle of this?
I mean, she's like I said, she's angry, so I feel
Yeah.
raging probably
Yeah,
suits the situation well.
right. Where do you go from here? That's my question. Maybe even after the beaters and the sniffers come back, maybe like you see a tentative peek from Donovan from behind them, and maybe now he's like kind of sneaking into the forest from where you had come out of. So he blends back into the trees. Uh,
Yeah, then I think Wisp sort of brandishes the sword, like come any closer and I'll cut you, right?
mhm.
Um, and she's like backing away, um,
Are you
backing
taking his
through.
sword?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's gonna kind of back out of this little circle of hunters if they allow her, like never putting her back to them
Right.
until she's like right at the edge of the forest, and she'll kind of slip in,
Okay.
following Donovan.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. I mean, they don't make any moves until you slip away from them, and I think that's when they are well. I don't think you hear or see what they do next if you're like just going after Donovan to make sure he doesn't get into any more trouble. Um, if that is the case. But I will say though, when you approach Donovan, he looks taller, and he also looks more like your people. What changes have happened that make him look more like he is one of you?
If I recall correctly, I think he already had the sort of barbed horns. So I think now his eyes have changed. They're not the same color as Wisp's eyes. Wisp has like gold eyes, I think.
Mhm.
But his are shining a sort of um like almost a neon green.
When you get further along, like maybe as if you are heading back to Sherwood Forest, um, he will say, "I'm sorry. I I thought I saw you. I was following you. You came here, but you were wearing something different? You were wearing, I don't know, ceremonial robes, and I thought it was you. I, she looked like you." And I followed, and then the hunters came. I, I'm sorry.
Donovan, I have been told many times I am not sharpest tool in pencil box, but you are incredibly stupid.
Yes. Yes, I understand.
Do you know what they would have done to you if they caught you?
Torn me apart like a deer.
Worse. Things that you can't even imagine. And I told you not to come here. Not to stay with me, not to follow me. And what did you do? Exact opposite. I'm going to get you back to casino. And then you are going to fucking go. You don't belong here. You're you're not a fighter, no matter what you think, no matter what they told you on that island. You're going to fucking go and you're going to save yourself. And I'm never going to see you again. Yes?
Where do I go? I don't know what to do. If you do not want to see me again, then I don't know where I belong.
Neither do I. But I figured it out, didn't I? And this is my home, allegedly. Doesn't feel like it anymore. I'm a monster in the other world. But I figured it out. So you go do the same.
If that is your wish, then that is what I will do. I am sorry. And I think at this point, that's when you see the path. One of the wooden ramps leading back down into Sherwood Forest. But then I think you also see like there's also a different bridge leading from it into what looks like wolf towers, two shining spines reaching up into the sky. And this particular wooden ramp will go out back to Sherwood, or, there's also a branch off that will go off to Wolf. So,
And that's the last casino?
there's four. So you all have been to Sherwood Forest, Red Rock, and then Wolf, and then there's also Archivist.
Yeah, I think when we got to this kind of branching path, Wisp will take the Geyer gave us like sacks of coins, didn't he?
Yes. Like
Yeah,
he
she'll take
found
the
them
one that
twice.
that he gave her off of her belt and like shove it angrily into Donovan's hands. This will I don't know how much is in there actually. I don't really understand how money works. But I think this will help you find your way.
I will do as you ask. You will not see me again. At least, not by my will, anyway. Fate could be cruel to both of us.
The book.
You as well. And he will clutch at the bag and turn away, heading down the ramp towards Sherwood. I
I
don't think
think
he realizes, like, as he's passing some of the Fey visitors. I don't think he realizes that he's somewhat on a par with them now. I don't think he realizes how much he looks like them. But he just passes them and disappears into the depths of the casino among the canopy.
I think Wisp lingers at the crossroads for a moment, sort of turns to look at over her shoulder, not at Donovan, but at this world that feels so foreign to her now, even though it was all she ever knew for quite some time. Then she will kind of shrug it off, or at least try to, and she'll head toward the other casino.
Alrighty. So heading towards Wolf. And 0. Yeah, you're making your way up this shaft, and yeah, each time that you claw into the sides, I think you realize that it's not metal, or it was metal at a point, but then, like, it starts becoming more like the molten rock. Like there's bits that like will, allow you some handholds even, so you don't have to dig into the wall. And you just reach the top among the chains. I think it leads to ornate double doors outside of the elevator shaft. And yeah, there's that motif again of an icon, a flame, encircled by chains.
I realized something just now. When I did my Crowned by Dream, Exalted by Nightmare,
Mm-hmm.
I had 6 tokens.
Oh shit. Whoopsie. All right. So when you reach like 5+ at the end of a move, when you are torn between your monstrous nature and your human heart, or when you are tempted by what the darkness demands of you, make a choice. And you have 3 choices there.
I think just mark the ruin.
How many ruins do you have now?
I have I'm sitting on 2. I've
Okay.
got lots of room. It's fine. I will I think Zero's going to have a bit of a temper tantrum.
Okay.
And with his claw out, I think for a moment anyone looking at him would see kind of a superimposition of him and his other half, and whatever this space is, he is going to he's a rock star in a hotel room. He's going to leave an impression.
Oh my. In the shaft, or like, where you are now, like by the double doors?
Where by the double doors, he's going to tear this room apart and then through the double doors.
Okay. Okay. So let your monstrous nature show and describe the damage your outburst causes. Mark 1 ruin. Yep. Yeah, outside of double door, it looks like this grand foyer, with plush chairs and like, ornate curly cued statuary. Um a little bit Grecian in design. But yeah, not anymore, I guess. Um do you smash, crash, and bash things? I mean, like, what does it look like when you're done with your tantrum?
I think when from inside the double doors, you just hear the sounds of rending metal and rock. Just sounds almost like a bomb going off every now and again. And when the doors finally can't hold themselves upright, the room beyond is just a mess of rubble. There's dust falling, and Zero is just standing in the middle of it. I think the what had been the elevator doors are just crumpled and torn aside, and Zero is just panting and says, "I asked nicely."
And then the double doors will swing wide open, and you see a very handsome man, the man in your vision, with much shorter hair, um, and wearing a tight turtleneck and slim pants and wingtip shoes, just kind of look at you, look around. Huh. I suppose you are the god of whatever you said. Although, looking at you now, you don't resemble him. At least not that I remember.
I think that will catch him enough off guard that the claws just disappear, and he says, "You're Prometheus."
Mr. Fire to those down there.
It's
Hypnos?
not very subtle.
I don't have to be subtle. I I want to inspire them. I want them to be inspired by me. To make me a god just like you. Is that really you?
Probably.
How long's it been?
A long time. You knew me.
Yes. We used to talk all the time. And he rattles off something in ancient Greek.
And I think Zero responds in ancient Greek and then kind of covers his mouth like, I
He comes up to you and will like embrace you. I mean, like, you can feel the muscles rippling underneath that tight turtleneck, and he's just, oh, so good to see you. Come, come into my, well, home now, at least for now, until things settle down. Uh, why are you here?
I I'm looking for the cards.
Guards. The Are you talking about the Chernobog deck?
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Are you What are you going to do with them?
I was thinking about destroying them.
What? Why?
I don't know. They sound stupid.
What? No, 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 no. No. Imagine the deck recreated, the archetypes in them, remade, reborn. They are part of the collection. We can rule over the collection. We can control them. We can make a new pantheon. We can have them bring down those who worked against us so very long ago.
Like Mr. Geyer? He's looking for you.
And he turns away from you at this point and then puts his hands behind his back. I think the only reason he hasn't found me yet is because of the presence of the cards. It has changed so much. So many things. And he turns excitedly back to you. It has allowed all this to happen. This was not the Red Rock when I came, but it is now. It's a beautiful mountain monument, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, wouldn't you want something different than a mountain?
No, 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 no. Atop a mountain, highest point. I mean, I believe the Red Rock is the highest point out of all these places here in this square. And it can only get better, only get higher. We can get higher. We can raise our position. We can be remembered again as gods.
I don't remember much.
How can you not remember?
I think I died. Maybe I died. I don't know. It's fuzzy. But
As long as people dream, you cannot die. As long as people sleep, you live.
maybe we can help each other. You can help me remember, and I can help you not have your liver eaten again.
Guy is safely outside of Las Vegas. Oh, he's
I
he's
think my friend may have not helped with that.
What do you mean?
I think he might be here.
And he's like looking around worriedly and like, like closing the doors, the double doors, like, um tightly and where?
I
Here in the
don't
Red
know.
Rock.
I don't know. But I mean, I could kill him.
You would bring down the punishment. Those on Olympus. If you do.
Well, apparently I'm kind of one of them, so what are they going to do? Maybe I'll just kill them as well.
That's why we need the deck. What do they say here? Stack the deck against them. I mean, it's very apt where we find ourselves. And yes,
So
yes,
you'll help me remember.
yes. Well, I, I, I don't know how I can help you remember, but I mean, if I could bring flame to them, I could do that and be willing to suffer upon punishment. And yes, I could probably help you remember. So
I would like to reveal heart.
sure.
Spend 3 tokens. What
Oh
could go
my
wrong?
All right, go ahead.
A 10.
Oh, nice. Okay. Which, thank goodness you spent the 3, because otherwise it could have gone badly in the other way. Oh my gosh. All right. So your heart reaches theirs. Choose one. And again, this is an NPC, so you would just pick one of those things.
Yeah, I will. I actually I like being reckless, so I'm going to take a bond with Prometheus,
Okay.
Mr. Fire.
Mr. Fire, yeah.
He, Mr. Geyer tried to feed us pate. I kind of feel like that's. I should kill him. It was really gross.
He's still enjoying taste, I suppose. It's not me. Did you have any? It's not me. Don't worry. He just does it for old time's sake, I suppose.
It wasn't very good.
He develops a taste for it, I suppose. But yes, anyway, yes, we can take care of Gaia. We can find out who's selling the deck.
Oh, so you don't know.
No. All I know is that the deck is due to be not necessarily auctioned off, but offered up for sale sometime. If not this evening, then tomorrow night. And time is strange, as well as reality, which suited me just fine. I've been able to enjoy myself while I've been here, while hiding out, of course, but it's been wonderful. I can only.
Maybe you saw something and didn't know.
What do you mean?
I'd like to grasp for keys by reading his surface thoughts.
Sure. All right. Powers of Darkness, gather information, sure. And then spend Darkness tokens and roll again.
Let's go with 2. 5.
What did you get?
A 5.
Wow. Wow. Uh oh boy.
I will mark ruin to uncover a key.
Okay. Find more than you're ready for. Doing so, keep a reveal how you come closer to becoming a harbinger. Yay! I love these. I don't like them for you, of course. I mean, but I just love these. Oh my gosh. Reading surface thoughts. Surface thoughts. I'm gonna try to type this while I say it. What did you specifically say to him, like just before you were reading his surface thoughts?
Then maybe he saw something without realizing it.
Right. Okay. I think this is something that he wouldn't necessarily realize is important, because to him, this is something that he would do, or he would see and not think anything of it. In his mind, you see what looks like the square in front of the casinos, and you see like flashes of flame, as if there's some sort of inscription, or there's some sort of branding that's being done on the square. So flashes of the side of a circle, flashes of like what looks like slash, flashes of what looks like, I don't know, a face, an animal face. And then it kind of just flashes out again. So the key is something burned precisely by an absurdly high temperature. Okay. But that's what you get. I don't think he realizes that you did that though. And then I think, hold on. Okay. It goes from the flashes to the same kind of surface, like marble-like. And then it's like the camera pans from the floor of this place into a full panorama of what you're in. So your viewpoint is that you are in some kind of large temple slash home space. And on the ground is some kind of charred mess. And then when you look around, there's carnage. What looks like people, energy, dispatched in many, many different ways. That's how I'm veiling that. And maybe there's still a smoldering figure that is up on what looks like a throne in this place. And oh, in fact, you know what? Let's make it a little bit more fun. I think you see a bunch of Grecian masks on the ground. And you recognize these as the masks of the different gods. The only one left on its pedestal is yours.
Zero like suspicion.
Yeah. And Wisp, no, Wisp, okay, Petri, Vivi, sorry. You have, well, you're still sitting there with Cerulean and
And yeah. So I way back decided to take an XP for Familiar Heart because I think it actually pushed maybe more towards ruin. Now they have a different way of doing this other than, blowing up the sun, which is a temptation.
mhm, yeah.
And so I think Vivi is going to switch tacks and say, and so the deck, you can help me find it then, and we can bring these potentials to fruition. Yes? Surely you must see where it is or where it will be.
Oh, yes. Yes, yes, I do. And when she brings her hands back to her cane, she will tap it on the ground 3 times and say, bring them to fruition. Bring them to their own destruction. It's all the same. I am just trying to avoid being noticed by the cards.
The cards can notice you. They have a will.
Of course, they're coming into being. Sentient. And certain people can even be made into cards. The cards will embody them, they will embody the cards. She'll raise one of her hands. On the one hand, there's the dreamers. And then she'll kind of reach out into the open. And on another, there's the singularity. And then on another, there is a pattern. And then finally, there is the hunting. Yes, people can be made into gods.
And you wish to avoid that.
Yes,
Would it not grant you power?
yes. But I don't want to be part of their plans. If I become part of their pattern, I become less me. And I like me. I don't want to be part of them. So the question is now for you. Are you trying to stop them? Or are you trying to be one of them? You don't have to tell me which.
It's good because I don't think Vivi knows.
Hmm?
That's good because I don't think Vivi knows.
And she'll give you the same information that Zero got, which is essentially like it'll either be tonight or be the next night, but time is whiffy anyway. Here, as you well know. Again in circles.
Is there anything that you could help with to help us, help me stay out of the card's perception, should we wish? Anything that might help us capture them? And I'm grasping for keys here specifically.
Yeah, go ahead and roll.
6.
Find more than you're ready for, huh? You may
Yep.
choose to mark ruin to uncover a key, but in doing so, Keeper will reveal how you come closer to becoming a harbinger.
Well, this feels appropriate, so I think I'll do that.
Okay. Yeah, let me go ahead and give you a key first, and then I'll give you the wonderful vision of you becoming a harbinger. I swear to God, you guys are racing to try to beat each other to that wonderful title. You still phased?
I think Vivi's dropped it at this point, probably.
Okay.
They weren't focusing on it. They were too excited by the conversation that was happening.
Right.
Possibilities.
I think this is where she's still staring out, like, out in the open, and then she will take her hand off of her cane, and then she will reach for your hand. And she will clutch it. And I think you feel like the same kind of vibration that you would feel if you were going to phase out of this time and place into another one, like you did with the piano way back when with your book. And she's clutched your hand, vibrated, and then you feel something in your hand now. And what
Like
it
an
is,
object? Okay.
there's an object now. Yeah.
We will examine it.
This is what I found in that odd nether space where things float around, but always seem to be particularly apt for their circumstance. You don't even have to tell me what it is, but I think this will help you. It is a ticket stub, a pass of sorts, to a non-existent theme event, at least non-existent for now. It has glittery print on it, almost holographic, but I think you can see that it is beyond holographic. It is like it is shimmering in time and space, because it says the theme event is the New Gods Review, and that is your key.
Lovely.
I
Vivi
hope that
will.
helps.
Oh, I'm sure it will. And as a token of my gratitude, should the deck, well, should the deck exert its power, I will do what I can to direct it away from you.
I know you will. Because you're going to take it into yourself. It's what you want.
Oh.
And I think she still holds your hand after you take a look at the stub, and you are superimposed into her sight. You know you have phased or connected into her, and now you are seeing darkness as she does, but then you see ripples in the darkness. You see how she sees, and you see you as her turn your face to see you sitting next to her. I want you to tell me what this great, glorious, terrible thing looks like that you see, that you become. That is what she sees. What does it look like, Vivi?
It is Vivi's kaleidoscopic form hanging in the stars above the planet and reshaping reshaping it with only those that Vivi deems worthy preserved. An avenging angel of cosmic energy.
And then her words echo as she, or you as she, looks at you sitting next to her. Great, glorious, and terrible. When you create and then destroy. I think that's where we're going to end for tonight. Yeah. So let's go over end of session stuff. Let's start from reverse order this time. Angel, did you express your monstrous nature and or express your humanity?
Yes, both.
Take a next P. Did you learn something significant about yourself and or your impending ruin?
No.
Did you learn something? Well, what about the possibility that he knew you in your Peter
Oh, I
iteration?
guess that is something, huh?
Hmm. Did you learn something significant about a fellow monster?
No.
Right.
I don't think I spoke to a fellow monster.
Yeah.
You can't win them all.
No. Did you uncover at least one key of the apocalypse or attempt to unlock Doom's door? I think you grasped keys, didn't you? Thought you did.
I did.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. The discarded wallet. So then you do not mark a ruin. What
Aw.
was your get more ruin points? What was your impulse?
I haven't picked one, but my impulse was, did you help someone come to terms with absurdity? I would say yes.
Poor Elijah.
What a fool.
Look, he's a lost tourist, okay? I mean, like he's got so much shit. Um,
I have a whole fucking cosmology of this deck now. I need you to understand that that's what I've been thinking about.
oh no. Okay. We'll see. All right, the last. Did you express your monstrous nature and or express your humanity?
I don't think particularly this time around.
Hmm. Did you learn? Oh, yeah, I mean,
Sorry,
like it
go ahead.
wasn't like you. It wasn't like you. lured somebody to stone.
Yeah.
Sorry. Did you learn something significant about yourself and or your impending ruin?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, just a little bit.
Did you learn something significant about a fellow monster? I'm gonna say no. Didn't.
Could use Petri to do what?
That's true.
Maybe Vivi's ruin is killing Petri and using them to make a Tor of Power.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Buy me dinner first.
Jesus. Better be better than McDonald's. I'm just saying. Did you uncover at least one key of the apocalypse or attempt to unlock Doom's door? Yes, you
Yes.
did. So no ruin there. You collected a little bit. And then what was your impulse?
Did you seek solitude and turn away from hope for the future? Not different hope. The hope is the apocalypse again. It
Oh
wasn't.
my god.
Erlich did a good job. Then Erlich is not as good a temptation as Cerulean Monde. So
Serious. Well, I'm telling you, like, it's hilariously funny to try and give the good NPCs, but then also remember, okay, the handlers are here. So trying to include them. All right. The found. Did you express your monstrous nature and or express your humanity? I'm sorry, I keep
I think so.
laughing. Yes. All right. Did you learn something significant about yourself and or your impending ruin?
I think so.
Yep. Did you learn something significant about a fellow monster?
Does Prometheus count as a monster?
Don't know.
Think monster means fellow player.
Yeah. I mean, we've been kind of waffling. I've been waffling back and forth. So, I mean, like, I'm like, not yet. Not yet. He's
I
not
only
quite.
get to experience, you only get to experience. It's called balance.
Oh my
Fair.
God. Yes. Did you uncover at least one key of the apocalypse or attempt to lock Doom's door? You got it.
Yes, I did.
Yes, you did. Okay, so no ruin for that. And then, what was your impulse?
Did I reclaim a fragment of my memories? Was kind of aiming for that with trying to connect with Prometheus.
Right.
Not sure if I got there.
No. Well, I mean, a touch of it, like when he spoke in ancient Greek and then you did.
That's
oh,
true.
that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is pretty funny. It's like, bro, okay. And summoned. Did you express your monstrous nature and or express your humanity?
Yeah, I think so. I think that.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you learn something significant about yourself and or your impending ruin?
I don't think so. No.
Okay. Did you learn something significant about a fellow monster?
I don't think so. I mean, she noticed that Donovan's transformation or whatever is going on with him is progressing, but she didn't actually learn anything more than that. So I would say no.
Okay.
Can I make a case that Wisp may have learned something about herself when she cared enough to send Donovan away?
I really want to pitch for that too, because I mean, I feel like whether you meant to or not, I mean, I think it was like Wisp really hurt to do that, but maybe she did know. And maybe she was sharper than she thought, you know? So,
Hmm. I think that those sort of emotional stakes are totally fair, but I do think since it's the second time that she tried to get him to go away, I think maybe she was discovering it the first time, but I think she already kind of knew this session. She was just more forceful about it.
oh gosh. All right. Did you uncover at least one key of the apocalypse or attempt to unlock Doom's door?
Nope.
So, take ruin. Um, brr. And then what was your impulse today?
My impulse was, did you fight against the prophecy that haunts you? The prophecy is that I will gather my acolytes from the weak and oppressed and turn them into the most fearsome harbingers. I think by sending Donovan away, she was sort of doing the opposite of that. Um, and maybe like that prophecy was kind of in the back of her mind when she was doing it. So
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. Although I just think it's funny, like how many promises do you have with between you and the other omens about like yeah, I got your back, you know, even when you become a harbinger. Holy crap! Oh my gosh! All right, so yeah, you have more like two more casinos to check out. Like I don't know, like if you want to even take a look at like what you've got and try to start formulating what goes with what keys to facets. Um, but yeah, I mean, there's still plenty of investigation to be done. You've met the minimum for the complexity, but again, you might have other ideas or other things that you want to look into. And again, you still have the two casinos. So, given that, stars and wishes. Holy crap. Again, stars. I mean, I know this is a general one, but I mean, every single time, no matter who it is, stars for dealing with my bullshit because you guys get to talking, you guys get to checking things out, and you act either with your moves or just, again, talking to find out shit. And I really enjoy the scenes that you have. I mean, right now you're all separated, unfortunately, because that's just the nature of the beast. But I mean, I think your guys are doing well with finding clues or just dealing with the ruin. And again, I still think that somebody is going to be jonesing for next Harbinger. I mean, it's gonna happen before or at our climax of this campaign. So, stars for that. Whenever it happens, I'm playing to find out, and I can't wait. Wishes. Going through all of the casinos, trying to put the keys and facets together to try to figure out the nature of the deck and figuring out what you want to do to resolve this. And then yeah, hopefully finding out a lot of stuff about yourselves. Um yeah, that's me.
I'll go. So a shared star between Mads and Matt for the Matrix Reloaded architect scene that we had there. Um, but it was perfect, and I think Vivi was exactly like that was just the perfect scene for the characters, and I love that it advanced Vivi's doom, maybe not mechanically, but certainly emotionally. And I just think that's grand. I really enjoyed all the scenes with Wisp, especially the scene with Donovan. That was so heartrending and like just like leaving a puppy by the side of the road and no go. But also that it was immediately following Wisp being a badass superhero with the flipping and the sword and the throttling the dude. It was just it was a great balance of the both sides of Wisp, and I quite enjoyed seeing it. And every time we see Petri just being so weird, I had to make a note that he changed his ear into a mouth to whisper back to the magician. The visual there, like it was very like Ren and Stimpy. Like I pictured the lips like enunciating each word, but it's an ear. And I loved the way that Petri just rolled with this whole situation, and I look forward to seeing more of Petri in Feyland.
Oh no, we left Phelan. Now we're on God Rock.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, I forgot. Oh, I hope that Petri gets in just as weird an adventure on God Rock.
Man, what if I ate Prometheus's liver? What if that? Just for the giggles.
That
I have
that
a lot of
probably wouldn't go
questions
over
for
well,
that
and I
guy.
want it to happen.
All right, I'll go. so the two I've written down is Elle, that Donovan scene, but specifically the I don't care what they told you on that island hit so hard for me. Like that was the moment where it became just crystal clear, undeniable that you were talking more to yourself than Donovan. And that was just a really, really good scene. Star to Ben. I loved the way you like I loved the Prometheus conversation because Prometheus like clearly had all these ideas and you clearly had no idea what was going on and just kind of carried it off. And that was a lot of fun to watch. Stars to Matt for the obviously for the scene that's already been starred. What did I write down here? Oh, sorry, this was a zero line. I thought this was uh when you said you were gonna burn the cards, it's like what? Why would you? I don't know. They sound stupid. Was peak. Yeah, and stars to Matt for the whole architect scene, and double stars for Mads for that scene, doing your best Petri impression and driving me up the wall by presenting a like just a little to the left theory of reality. Wishes, yeah, I got a lot of questions for this Mr. Fire guy. Oh, and more Elijah. I have some theories and I want to poke and prod this man.
I can go. Ben, actually today was a study in contrasts, and I liked the way almost everyone or like everyone did the thing like that. And Zero's was absolutely wrecking a room, and then 2 seconds later, chastising Prometheus for not being subtle. That was that was very funny and very like teenagery. Um, Chris, I just enjoy Petri being weird, but the teeth and fingers thing being swapped was just so it raised my it gave me goosebumps. It was creepy and weird and perfect. Um, back with the sort of two sides of a thing. Elle, I really liked Wisp reading Donovan for being stupid and then immediately giving him coins to keep him safe. That had like kind of big parent energy in some ways, and it was just an interesting sort of mood to get from Wisp, and it felt like she didn't really know what to do with it, and that was also a lot of fun. And Mads, honestly, your NPCs remain fantastic. You talked me out of Vivi being a harbinger 2 weeks ago and talked me back into it this week, which is it's good. It's fantastic. I liked it a lot. Wishes. Oh, I don't know if Vivi wants to talk to Neon. That would be interesting, but maybe I don't know. I haven't decided about that. It could be fun. Vivi might getting hands on cards at some point in this, or becoming cards at some point in this, would be a fantastic temptation. I'm also looking forward to getting back with the other omens so that we can, well, make poor decisions together. And also, I mean, Vivi has at least three new experiment ideas to run on Petri to see if it's possible to grow dreams if they combine Petri and Zero. This is just totally theoretically. Of course, we would never hurt any of their friends right now. That's it.
Operative words right now.
A lot of my stars have already been said. But I also want to highlight just the image of like Petri getting on this like weird little dinky, like family friendly train. Um, and I think Chris said he's never been one not to be whisked away to parts unknown, which I just thought was a great little turn of phrase. Um, and speaking of trains, I am 100% on the Vivi Harbinger train. I would like to see it. So I hope we keep going full steam ahead with that. So I think there's been a lot of sort of lead up for it, so it like feels like it would make sense narratively, but also in terms of like considering the 4 characters we have in this group, just like on paper, I would think that Vivi is like the least likely. So I'm like most excited to see them make that turn. Um, but I mean, no pressure, obviously. But if you do go that route, I will be really excited. Um, and yeah, I can't think of particular wishes right now. I'm sure I have them, but they're not coming to mind. That's it for me.
Oh my gosh, very cool, guys. Oh my gosh, I just really enjoyed myself um tonight, and like hopefully you felt like you got a lot out of this session. Um, it was just for me, it was just a joy. Thank you. You know what? I mean, this is a gimme, and I don't care. Vivi, go ahead and figure out a key to put your thumb on the scale if you think you have an
Ooh,
idea.
okay.
I give that to you as yeah, just make up a clue.
All right. I will think on that.
Yeah. Okay. Not that I'm avoiding the whole thing about like, oh, like, there's a ton of clues in here. It's not that. It's just for the fact that trying to remember what happened in the dream protocol and then trying to make it fit with one of these things is just like too hard. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
So I'm giving that to you. All right. Fabulous. You guys have a wonderful week. Happy gaming for anything that you're up to for this week, and I will see you next week. All righty. So, bye. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.